joke, I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker, taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing. Popping, locking, stopping, let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip hop, it's like it stings. We make the whole room drop and everybody sing. We want the funk. We gotta have that funk. We kick it old school. We think we're so cool. We take it back to the past. We gonna act a fool.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Sports Buzz, a fanatical view. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio, Comcast Cable, Channel 23, downtown Denver, Connecticut, on this November 21st, pre-turkey stuffing show, 1 week before Thanksgiving. How is that even possible? Yeah. November 21st? That's insane.
I know. It seems like the month just flew, didn't it?
The year, month, the week, my life. Where's it all gone? All right, maybe I took that a little too far. Anyways, we are here. New time, same station, Channel 23, live on Facebook. If somebody pressed the button, and there's supposed to be like some studio iPad. I never see any of these things. I'm supposed to be able to watch and see who's commenting and all that stuff, but I don't know.
That would be great to see that.
I don't know. I was told there was one. It's never handed to me when I come in. 203-792-4101 is the number. Call in if you want to beat Strange Man to the line, because we'll probably be calling.
That'll be the rest of the show.
It could be the whole show. Our right-hand man, Mr. Bob Rao Jr., is here in his spot as we see him there. We're still liking this new camera shot. How you doing over there, Bob?
I'm doing fine.
We're going to have to widen this shot.
I know.
Because Mike the Jet Maniac has been a regular back on the show at the start of the show.
We're going to have a fourth camera.
And he's just sitting to your left behind the other camera. We don't have him on camera yet. We're going to have to figure this out. What's going on over there, Mike?
Doing okay there, Scott. How about you?
Not too bad. As Bob and Mike were talking before the show started off the air, 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Jets beating up on some bad teams. Maybe looking at a...
Here we go.
See?
Hi, Candy.
You see, you ask and you shall receive. The iPad is delivered. 2 in a row. Maybe if they get by the Raiders this weekend, you got another 2 bad teams in a row after that. Mm-hmm. Although one of those bad teams already beat you, I will mention. But hey, could be looking at a 5-game winning streak if you beat the Raiders, who seem to always have the Jets' number.
See that happen.
Yep.
Don't the Raiders have a pretty rich history of handing the Jets ugly defeats?
Yes, they do.
And the Raiders are playing well. Before we go all in on all that, let's mention Bob's Show Spotlight on Tuesday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 12. Anything special going on the show these days, Bob?
Just right now, I've got a lot of veteran stuff going on. You know, we've been busy the last 2 weeks. I had to go to about 12 different veteran events, so.
Right. So just tune in to see what he has going on there. I'm going to mention also the Mill Plain Fire Department. Help raise money for the fire department. If you know anybody who's affiliated with the fire department, ask them about some raffle tickets, because there is a raffle going on. Drawing's 12/14, so you still got some time, or stop by the fire department. Some good prizes. Jamal Adams signed jersey.
Oh, Dave King says hi on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, there he is. I see Dave King saying hello. I've got it right here. It's off to my left, though. I got my peripheral vision.
Put it to your right, David says.
But then I'll have to do my peripheral vision that way.
He said put it right dead center.
But then it'll be blocking my face.
He says no great. They said all right.
All right. Sterling Shepard signed football, a Yeti cooler. 3rd prize. But if you know anybody affiliated, ask around, grab a raffle ticket, fill it out, and get in on the drawing. Help them raise some money. Mill Plain Fire Department. They do a lot for you. You do a lot for them. Of course, David Suero, El Diablo director in there running the show. Tyler back this week.
How did Saints do last week?
His Saints won last week. They had that weird game the other week. Maybe that was the week he was gone, where they lost to the Falcons. But I think maybe that was the week before.
That's why he didn't come in.
Yeah, he didn't come in because of that. But they're back on track. And so the whole crew is here ready to enjoy a little pre-turkey show, sports stuffing show. I am also going to mention, all right, Dave's anxious for football. Dave King's asking who New England plays this week. How about them Cowboys? They play the Cowboys. We'll get to that. But right now we have a phone call. Hello, you are live and on the air. This is Sports Buzz.
Hey, Sports Buzz, this is Strange Man. How are you?
We're doing good. How you doing, Strange Man?
I ran late. I'm sorry. I just got home, so I couldn't make it to the studio. But I have a few items. Is that okay?
Yep, let's go quick.
Okay, now listen, I know you have a lot to get to, but listen, there is a situation in Houston. It's not sign stealing.
Okay, what is it?
They had in the main Houston food bank, they had 1.8 million pounds of produce go bad because they had a fan that broke and it cut a line. And so Mrs. Veronica E. Witherspoon sent me a message. So around this time of year, that's really tough because people in need the food. And I have the website. Can I give it out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, everybody wants to make a donation, and I have ties to Houston because I worked for the first President Bush in the military. All right, it's small case letters.
It's going to be on the site.
HoustonFoodBank.org. That's small case letters, HoustonFoodBank.org. It doesn't have to be a lot, but anything can help. And also, I made a donation to Hillside Outreach, and they help. They do good things, and they help out people, low-income people.
HoustonFoodBank.org. HoustonFoodBank.org. Okay.
Yeah, HoustonFoodBank.org. Small case letters. Or if you don't want to make a donation there, there is also Hillside Food Outreach in our local area. So they help out people that need food this time of year.
Yeah, that's good that there's people out there doing that. Hillside
Okay,
Food
now
Outreach.
listen, I have, all right, I'm going to put this down. All right, now, listen, I have very important items because it took a long time to research.
All right, well, let's get to them. Let's go.
I'm going to do the re-remembers first and then the positives later on. Okay, now we lost 2 young athletes. Melanie Coleman, she was 20. She was a gymnast, and she went to Southern State University. She got injured in a practice, and a spinal cord injury, and she just passed away at Yale New Haven. Now, deepest condolences to her family. And also, listen, we lost 23 years young Ryan Costello.
Yes,
he played for the Minnesota Twins, and he was found passed away in New Zealand. He was going to play in New Zealand, and he played 3 years for Central, I think in Waterbury. He was a Minnesota Twins prospect. So those are bad. And
yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I heard that
they said he
story.
died of natural causes.
Died in his sleep.
Yeah, and so I wish condolences to both those families. Now, also, listen, we had 2 service members pass away, helicopter crash in Afghanistan.
Ouch.
And that was really sad. Now, listen, I got a couple also remembers. Okay, we had recently quarterback backup to the Packers, Gronkowski passed away, and he was 88. All right, and I heard about that 316th day of the year. And so Bart Starr, backup. And so he didn't get a lot of, attention because Bart Starr got a lot of it, but he was a good quarterback.
Okay.
And then we lost on the same day. I heard about this. An AP sports writer called Mr. Olin, and he passed away at 96. So
the
you
guy
can go
from
online,
Philadelphia?
to find out about this stuff. Okay, now listen, the big one is, also listen, the last sole survivor of the Hindenburg passed away. I didn't get his name, I didn't get his age. But,
Strange man, you're going off the rails on us.
Oh, now listen. This is an important one. A great lady in baseball passed away, and you know who that was?
Who was it?
Okay, it was Roberto Clemente.
Wife,
Roberto
yes, it was
Enrique
yesterday.
Clemente Walker's widow.
Wow.
And,
Strange, man, you know what
everybody
tomorrow
with
is, right?
baseball knows that she carried on the, the job that. Well, actually, see, the Roberto Clemente award was handed out every year, and
Still
it's
is, yeah.
people that do things off the field,
Yeah.
good things.
Yeah.
And Vera Zaballo was her name, and she passed on November the 16th, and she was 78. And when after Mr. Clemente passed away, it was he was in a plane crash. And he originally was in Puerto Rico, but they were trying to give supplies to the
After the hurricane, yeah. He was literally bringing supplies.
So he passed on, and she carried on his tradition by.
And baseball does a great
listening
job
by
carrying on that tradition with the
getting that
Roberto
award.
Clemente Award, right?
Yeah, and I talked to the hall. I didn't talk to the hall about that. But anyway, I do want to also go back to my notes. All right, now the positive things.
That was all off the
are-
top of his head.
Now, positive things are Godzilla knows about this. There are 2 hero firefighters
Yes.
in the area that did great things. One assistant chief for Danbury, and also a Connecticut doctor. They were on a flight together, and they saved a person that had a medical problem.
Oh,
And
yeah?
that was great. If you Google
Yeah,
that,
that
you'll
was,
find out who that was. I
Billy
didn't get the name.
Lonsberry.
And the other one was Jeff Nolan. Also, he works for, I believe it was Danbury firefighter, and he was going to work, and he saw a crash on the Sawmill Parkway. He went down an embankment, and he got a man up the embankment that was injured. So hats off to those, members of the fire department. They're heroes. I know Godzilla is also a member of the fire department.
Yes,
So
he is.
Bobzilla.
it's great we have those people in our community.
Yep.
And they serve us on a daily basis.
What was you going to say, Bob, is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the 22nd of November.
On a daily
is-
basis.
You guys weren't born yet.
What is November 22nd?
And,
Kennedy.
JFK.
Okay, now,
His assassination.
The assassination.
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
I
now.
was 1, so 56 years ago.
Let's see now. Hold on.
All right, come on, strange man.
I talked about. Are you going to talk about the Hall of Fame ballot?
No.
Okay, I did talk to the Hall.
Well,
I think
Jeter's
there
on
are
the ballot,
32,
so is Pettit.
Players on it. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I don't really care.
Now, Hall of Fame ballot for
The
baseball.
Hall of Fame is, whatever. I'm kind of tired of the whole Hall of Fame. Everybody's who's in, who's out. Who cares? These guys.
Well, Jeter and Pettit are on the ballot. So
Jeter-
Yeah,
go
that's true. That's true, Godzilla. Jeter is on it, and I think Walker is going to be on it for the last time.
Dwight Evans might get a shot now. He's in the Veterans Bowl. Dwight Evans.
yeah.
All right, hold on. I got to go back to my notes. All right, so all right. Now listen. Tomorrow is a big anniversary, and Godzilla has done shows on this. Basically, the inventor of moonshot, and it's the anniversary of his passing. So I know Godzilla has done, some great shows.
Any thoughts, Bobzilla?
Going to the moon, and it's the sad day. The anniversary is tomorrow.
Of JFK?
Go ahead.
The anniversary of JFK.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Is tomorrow.
Yeah,
56 years ago.
And it happened in Dallas.
You got any current sporting events you want to talk about?
56 years ago. All right. What? I just want to get your opinion on this. What do you think about the incident with the Bad News Browns?
Oh, I think it's a same old story. Steelers are a dirty team. They play their rivals in all these games. They win most of them, so the rivals hate them even more. They get under their skin. They do a ton of stuff that the refs don't see or let them get away with. And eventually the Browns and Bengals snap, and everybody says the Browns and Bengals are atrocious. How could they do that? And meanwhile, the Steelers get away with it because they're dirty.
Well, I heard
I think I
that the person who took off the helmet and then banged the quarterback with it, I guess cuffed him with it, he said that the quarterback called him a racial whatever.
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah, I saw that. So the story has continued all week with,
but I think it's Garrett. Is it Garrett?
Garrett,
his
yeah.
suspension is upheld, I read today. So he's not going to get
He's done
away
for
with
the
that.
rest of the year and
The other
maybe
one
even to
was,
next year.
The other guy, there was another guy.
And the Browns were
he's
catching a
only
little
got the
momentum
game.
too.
All right. So anyway, I know the Patriots won, and you said defense, right? So
Yeah.
they have a pretty good defense this year. What do you think?
Well, I was happy to see the defense get back on track after that loss to the Ravens, and then especially since early in that game against the Eagles, they gave up 10 points quickly, and you were starting to wonder what's the deal with the defense. Was it really they were playing bad teams and all that? But then the defense shut the Eagles down completely for the entire rest of the game after that early first quarter start by the Eagles, and it was all defense because the offense really did their job getting back in the game, taking the lead, but at 17-10, they had multiple chances to get more points and make it more than a one-score game, and they didn't do that offensively. But it was fitting. They had the No Philly special, was the Edelman special, a little payback from the Super Bowl. And again, it was mostly about the defense, which I was thrilled to see the defense back on track.
Brady said that he would like the offense to do better.
Well, I mean, I thought the offense played well against the Ravens despite the loss. After a little bit of a slow start to the game, they started moving the ball very well. And I felt like, they could move the ball, but they didn't move it really well against the Eagles. They did when they had to, and they got the lead, and then they just held it. But I still think the offense can be okay.
All right, let me ask you about this going to hockey. Is Bergeron coming back tonight?
I don't know if he'll be back tonight. I know they held him out again in that win against the Devils, 5-1 win against the Devils.
I got Sabres at Bruins at 7 o'clock.
Yep. They tipped off just a little while ago.
How's the Celtics doing?
Celtics-
Okay, and what do you think on the Celtics? And then I'll say one final thing.
I think the Celtics are playing great. Even though they lost in overtime last night against the Clippers, I mean, it's obvious that these guys are back to what we saw when they were rookies and/or second-year players. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and the rest of the guys are really just playing well now that they're out from underneath the shadow of Kyrie Irving. And Kemba Walker, who's much more of a team player, is there. They're still playing well, even with Hayward going down with the hand injury. But those guys look legit. They look like real players. And they lost overtime to the Clippers last night. Clippers are 9-1 at home this year. It was the first time, actually, that the two new players, Kawhi and Paul George, played together this year for the Clippers. But it was still, even though it was a loss, it was a great effort by the Celtics in that one. And I think they're playing well. I like what I see.
Two things with the NFL. The Colts are at Houston tonight.
Yep.
Who do you like?
Well, the Texans are going to look to bounce back after that brutal, they got just boat raced out of there against the Ravens last week. They lost 41-7. But they're at home. It's a short week. I don't know. I like the Colts. Brissett was back last week as well for them. I think offensively, I'm starting him on my fantasy team this week. So
speaking of which, how's your
had him on the
fantasy
bench
league
for a
doing?
while. I'm still holding on to first place.
Yeah.
I got a lot of players on a bye week this week, and I'm rolling the dice on a couple of my backups, including Brissett. So he better step up tonight. But I'll root for the Texans and the Colts to actually score points.
What, the Giants are playing Chicago for the 30th or the 60th time, I think, something like that, right?
Oh, I know they're playing. I don't know how many times it's been, but I know they're playing this weekend.
The
The Bears have really fallen off the map.
Won the Battle of the Swamp, right?
They did, and they followed that up by beating the Redskins. The Jets are 3-1 against the NFC East, and they are 0-6 6 against everybody else. Bob, what's that say about your division?
That doesn't say much.
Hey, you know what I think? I think that the Giants made an error when they brought the rookie in and they didn't keep Manning there as a backup.
Well, they went to him earlier than I thought they would, but he's still getting good reps, I guess. I don't know. The team stinks.
Okay, and you know, hey, the game that they had in Mexico.
Yep.
Hey, I heard that a lot of people were really concerned about the security, and actually, people brought their bodyguards to the game with them.
Seemed to go off without a hitch. I think after the game there was a couple of complaints about the field again. That's the Kansas City, the Chiefs-Chargers game, Strangeman, or Diablo, if you want to look for that photo. Chiefs won that one. Chargers are another team like the Bears. They're totally toast at this point. Couldn't,
Don't worry.
keep things going. But yeah, I mean, they went down after last year's debacle where they canceled that game like the weekend of it and moved it to, where did they move it to Oakland or Los Angeles? I think.
Yeah.
It was the Rams
They
that played
played
there.
Mexico last year?
They were supposed to at the same stadium, and like 2-3 days before the game, they decided that the field was not playable. Conditions were lousy, and they moved it to Los Angeles. I forget, it was the Rams.
Okay,
Or somebody.
Baseball, hey, listen again, anybody can go on the internet. 32 players, I got it right here, are on the ballot, and go on the internet, take a look at it, and listen, everybody, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving Day.
You too.
Thanks, Strange Man. HoustonFoodBank.org and Hillside Food Outreach, 2 important things to talk about. All right, Strange Man, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Be safe, take care, Strange Man over and out for now, God willing.
All right. Well, he did take up a lot of the show, but he had
we
a
got
couple
left?
important things to talk about. All right, let's go to Raiders at Jets. I did hear on the air this morning. All right, actually, first, I do want to mention that. The soccer, we just had a picture of Joe Jet Metnet, friend of the show, his son Andreas Shabu, who we talked about earlier this year, had led the Connecticut U13 team to the national championship out in the tournament played in Colorado. He was scouted by the Olympic team, basically, and has made an international youth team that is playing a tournament, International Champions Cup in Florida in December. I think it starts on the 10th. Some of these games are going to be broadcast on ESPN, as a matter of fact. But look at the teams that are in this tournament. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Roma, New York Red Bulls, also New England Revolution. So teams, professional teams with their youth programs from United States, from Mexico, from Europe, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, all the big teams sending their youth. These are the youth programs that guys like Messi started in. And this kid's now going to get a chance with all these other kids from the United States to play as United States Soccer continues to try to build its programs here and do it through the youth and get them accustomed to playing these big type of tournaments. So obviously I know Andres well. I was over, had pasta dinner with him last Thursday after the show. He's excited, he's humble, he feels good, he's ready to go. But he's a great kid and very talented as well. Joe, of course, was an outstanding soccer player himself. His father, he had a look at the Olympics as well. Back in the day, he led Bethel to state championship as a goalie. Had a full ride to University of Maine, the whole bit. And his mom is Argentinian, so he's got the Argentinian soccer blood. He's got his father, a great former athlete, and he's putting it to good use. And we'll be rooting for him. So I do want to mention that, but let's go to the NFL because we only got a few minutes. We touched on a few things, but I mean, I did hear on the radio this week some Jet fans talking, get by the Raiders, win that game, and then you got Bengals Dolphins, and all of a sudden you could be looking at a 5-game winning streak. Where are you on that thought process there, Mike?
I think if they can get past the Raiders, then hopefully it will be an impressive victory. I think they have a shot at the next 2 games.
I mean, the Bengals are terrible, so
and they'll
But the
wanna
Dolphins did already beat you. That was down. Was that in Miami or at home?
I think that was at home.
At home. So you'll have to go to Miami and try to beat.
So
a
it'll
team
be
that
nice and
already beat you.
warm.
But the Raiders are 6-4. Dallas is at New England. Dallas 6-4. Eagles lost that game last weekend, so they're 5-5. Some things in the AFC: Chiefs 7-4 after their win against the Chargers. Steelers now fall after losing to the Browns 5-5. Browns looking to get some momentum at 4-6, but they do play the Dolphins. Maybe they're not dead yet. Bills 7-3. Colts and Texans, we mentioned 6-4, battle for first place tonight in their division. Titans 5-5 right behind them, coming off a bye week. Another division battle there. They're playing the Jaguars. Nick Foles is back playing for the Jags, so we'll see. Jags 4-6 haven't been terrible this year. NFC Sunday night, Packers at Niners. Packers 8-2, Niners 9-1. Monday night, Ravens 8-2 at Rams. Rams trying to stay alive as they beat the Bears this past weekend, and the Niners rallied against the Cardinals. They were down early in that game. Packers coming off a bye week. We mentioned the Ravens running all over the Texans. The playoff picture, what are the games we got? Seattle 8-2 coming off a bye against Philly. Carolina falling down in the standings 5-5, go up against Tyler's Saints, who are 8-2. Saints did beat the Bucs last week 34-17. And the Vikings have a bye. They had a big comeback. They were down early to the Broncos. They were down big in that game, and they rallied. They're 8-3. Thanksgiving, if you want to look ahead, Bears at Lions. So, I mean, the Bears are 4-6. I say they're done. It doesn't really matter even if they beat the Giants.
Cowboys got what, the late game, or they got the middle game?
Bears at Lions first, 12:30. Bills, Cowboys, middle game, 4 o'clock. That's a good game. I mean, Bills are, right in the mix here. And Saints, Tyler is going to have to watch a little football after he eats some turkey. Saints at Falcons. They'll look to pay back them after they just lost. College football, Minnesota lost to Iowa. And Baylor lost to Oklahoma this weekend. So the two undefeated teams that were outside the top 4 both lost. So that's going to take some of the drama out of what's happening in college football. Games this weekend, Ohio State at Penn State. That could shake things up if Penn State can get back in the mix with that win. Georgia plays Texas A&M. College basketball, the stunner of all stunners, UConn Huskies defeat Florida this weekend, 62-59. Tremendous after that devastating, embarrassing loss to St. Joe's last week, where we thought we're not going to have to pay attention to UConn again. Here we go. They beat Florida, so that was tremendous by them to get that win. We talked about some of the hockey stuff and basketball with Strangeman, but I'll mention the Islanders' 15-game point streak after beating the Penguins in their most recent game. And they get the Penguins tonight at home. The Rangers beat up on the Capitals last night, 4-1, but they're still down the standings. How about the Islanders' former captain, Tavares, up in Toronto, who are struggling? They just fired their coach. And I looked at the standings also. Tampa, remember what Tampa did in the regular season last year? They're struggling out of the gate.
Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to all. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back after the holiday.
Yep, we'll be back
December 5th.
Yep.
And we will see you then. Stay safe, enjoy the food, enjoy the family and the company and the friends, and enjoy the football.
Yeah.
All right.
I see her standing there wanting